Hello and thank you for stopping by. Today I'm going to show you how I diagnose or find this parasitic drawer on this 2000 Chevy Blazer. I'm going to show you what I'm using and what you'll need to perform the same test. First, you'll need a meter. I have this one from Harbor Freight. On this particular car, it'd be easy if you had a clamp-on meter like the one up above here. Because the battery is a side mount, I'm going to need the side mount post, another terminal end, a set of clamps, a piece of wire, and a jump wire. Let's get under the hood and get started. All right, this didn't go according to plan. Originally, what I planned on doing was getting this piece of wire, sliding it under this terminal, twisting it, adding this jumper to it, and then to over here, and disconnecting it. But I couldn't hook it up that way, so I did have to get an additional piece of wire. I have this wire connected to the battery terminal. I have that battery terminal connected to the posts that I put in. Now you got to be careful. I have these ends taken off, and I took this one off a while back, never put it back on to clean up the corrosion, and I took it off on this one here. You don't want these to connect and short out your computer. You can do this on the positive side, but you run a risk doing it on the positive side. You're better off working off the negative. So what I have here is this wire connected to the ground. This is the ground wire with the break in between. And what I'm going to do is clip this jumper cable onto the post. And then I'm going to clip it onto the original ground wire. Then I'm going to separate them. There won't be any loss of continuity when I break the wire, because the jumper wire is going from the battery to the ground. And the reason you want to do this, first of all, drive your vehicle. You want to check your battery. You want to make sure your battery is fully charged and it's not a battery problem. That's number one. Should have mentioned that first. After you drive the vehicle, this is an older vehicle. It's a 2000. So I probably don't have too many issues with it. On the newer vehicles, you might want to let them sit overnight, or at least for a couple hours. I'm going to let this sit for a couple hours. And the reason for that is you have the onboard computer, and you want to let these things go to sleep, so to speak. And you want to set your door up as if it was locked with the door open. This way it's not drawing any current. What I'm going to do first is check the fuses out here. If I can't find the drawer out here, then I have to go inside the vehicle. You want to make sure none of your lights are on, that everything is off. I'll be back in a while after everything has a chance to shut itself down. All right, I'm back. I connected the meter. So now what we have is the current going from the battery through the meter to the ground and back to the positive. Here's the jumper cable disconnected. So this was never shut down after everything rested. I'm getting a reading of 0.69, almost 1 amp. I don't know what the reading should be on this. I believe it should be like in the mid-20s, maybe 30s. This is an older vehicle, doesn't have a lot of onboard computers. Doesn't have any navigation device or anything like that. And that seems quite high. Now, one other thing, when you first put the meter on, set it at the highest reading. On this particular meter, it's at 10 amps. And you could slide it back, but it's saying 0.69, so I know it's almost an amp. I was going to come across and start pulling the fuses out, but I wanted to check something. I had this vehicle for about 6 years now, and this is something that it's been like this since I got it. Also, I put a screwdriver in here and clicked on the door. If you have an older car, you'll have a button either here or there that turns the dome light on. Don't have that in this one. See that security light? It's flashing. It's been like that since I had the vehicle. Now, before I pull the fuses, I just want to try something and see where we're at. I'm going to break the connection. See, not drawing any amps. And that light and sign is out. Now I'm going to reconnect it. Look how it jumps up. See, 1.85. That's because everything's going to be powered and signed. But then it goes back down to 6.69. Now, I want to go do a little research and see if I can find anything out about that security. This battery is about 4 years old, maybe older. I'm not 100% sure on this. And even though I had the voltage on it, it still might have a weak cell. I have to do a battery test on it. I have to get this battery tested. So before I start pulling fuses and everything, it might be that I always had that drawer, and because the battery was new, you know, it didn't affect it. It always started up. And I used to drive this vehicle back and forth to work. Now it sits sometimes 3 to 4 or 5 days that I don't use it, and the battery discharged on me twice to where it wouldn't start. One time I got a click, one time I didn't even get the click. So this battery may be at fault. Before I go any further, I'm going to go check the battery. But just for the sake of this video, once you have it set up like that, you would come to your fuse box. I mentioned I'm not going to do it now because it may be that battery. And I'm going to start pulling these fuses, bringing the meter over, keeping an eye on the meter. And if I get a big drop, then I know the circuit that that fuse is connected to is the circuit with the problem. Then I got to trace it back. Usually there'll be a break where the wire connects on either end. Once in a while you'll have a wire rub against something and it'll short out that direction. Will cause a draw. If it's none of these in here, then on this vehicle the other fuse boxes right here. There's the driver's side, right here on the side panel. So for now, that's a wrap on this. Oh, one other thing. We're currently not having any problems because I don't know where to look up what the amp draw should be on this when it's at rest. So if you're not having any problems currently, I would do a hookup, put the meter on it. After you drove the car, parked it, let it sit a couple hours, and see what your reading is. Write it down someplace, throw it in your glove box, and if ever you have a dead battery, once you charge your battery and get it going, you could do this test, and if the amp drawage is higher than what you recorded back when everything was fine, then you know you have a short someplace. If not, it'll be the battery. That's it for now. Short, quick, and simple. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, let me know by posting your comments down below. Give it a like. It helps more than you know. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that Joe Z button at the end of this video to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell not to miss my new videos as I upload them. Until next time, safe driving and stay well.